Good morning. Welcome to another show. Bitcoin Millionaired here. I'm Doug Covert, and this is the Bitcoin Conspiracy Theory channel. I'm very grateful today, and I got to quit doing these things in the middle of the night, in the middle of the morning. That's why I usually record them. But I was requested on explaining a little bit about me and my background. So today I'm going to actually start off with this. And as always, I'm going to start off with any and every request from my watchers because this is your show. It's not mine. I created it for the people and not for any other reason. I'm only doing this as a hobby, and it's an information channel, and it will not allowed to get big because it's really designed for information, and it's only going to be for a closed group of people. At a certain point, I'll have to kind of just try to depopularize it if it gets out of control. I doubt it will, but nonetheless, this is not a popularity contest for me. I was born in New York of Italian heritage. I was a child, moved and grew up in the Midwest Ohio in a small town outside of Cleveland, Ohio, a real nice place to raise kids called Avon, like the Avon lady. Uh, as I grew up, I went to the University of Denver and Boulder CSU to take courses in business administration and business law. I also got my degree in computer technology and networking. And I said, I had enough of education. That's enough. I think that's plenty, right? I worked in the banking industry, with U.S. federal government at one point, and got disgusted with them and opened up my own firm in an insurance world. And I own two companies, one in Florida and one in Oklahoma. One of them I utilized as set up for IPO and in the insurance and finance world, and I sold that one off in Florida. I dissolved it and it's gone. The one in Oklahoma, I'm letting go this year because I'm retired, a millionaire investor and trader, and I'm retired in my early 50s because, well, I had enough. So that's a little bit of background on me. It doesn't matter if I had a doctorate degree or it came out of the garbage can. The information I share with you is absolute. But somebody needed to know and they wanted to know. And I'm going to thank him for that. Mr. Parker, thank you so very much for making that inquiry. And I will always address topics of discussion because this is your show. That's how we play, right? It's an open source forum. I am the host. I know that. And I understand that the recording is a one-sided situation, but the viewers, you guys, I'm really asking, I'm begging. I'm not going to go any further than that, but I need your input. Thank you for that. Very kindly. Now let's talk trash. Let's talk about trash. Let's talk about how it pertains to BTC and the conspiracy theory. Yeah, I'm serious about trash. Okay. How does that come into play, Bitcoin Millionaire? We're going to call me BM for short. Well, the way that it comes into play is that we're looking at monetary policy as a whole. Bitcoin, and I've said this before in the past, and I will repeat myself a few times on every channel, but I won't beat a dead horse on it. It's not going to come up in every single video. Okay, Bitcoin was specifically designed and created to disrupt monetary policy. It didn't go after the US dollar. It's made to take down every world government, every country, every continent. It wasn't designed for the US's situation. I will tell you, working in the federal or working for the government at one point. Short-lived. It was short-lived. I was disgusted with them and I left and I went into the banking industry again. And then of course I started my own insurance firm and finance. But Bitcoin, as regards to Satoshi Nakamoto, oh, wonderful, Craig Wright. Let's talk about that loser. And I'll call him a loser and he's an ass and I'll tell him all kinds of stuff because that guy's a fake like nobody's business. And it's not kind of, it's not sort of, it's not maybe, it's documented. He didn't create Bitcoin, period. Satoshi Nakamoto is not a person, by the way, it's a group of people. And I'm not going to tell you how I know this. We won't get into the details about it. It doesn't matter. But Wright didn't make it. Wright is wrong. Just know that. And you don't hear much about him anymore. He had this lawsuit, big deal. What he is a thief. If you created Bitcoin, if you created something, you created the internet, you created Facebook, you created any of this stuff, would you know how to log into Facebook? Or would you forget how to log into Facebook if you created it? If you were Mark Zuckerberg? Bullshit. He didn't lose the keys. He created it. He stole the damn Bitcoin from his dead partner, and that poor family is entitled to those billions of dollars. He's just a thief. Move on. But I bring him up for a purpose. Bitcoin was specifically designed and created, and it wasn't by him, by a group of people utilizing the ledger in the central banking system. Oh, the central bank uses a ledger. Ever heard of the word ledger? Oh, Bitcoin's on the digital ledger. It was an internal hit made to disrupt all monetary policy. No, the Federal Reserve didn't create it. I'm not stating that. I'm saying they're using the same processes. It was an inside job because the people who created it knew all internal monetary policy. See, as regards to central banks, you get the Federal Reserve, right? What they do is they take a digital number, they disperse that information and the amount allotment to the central banks. You can't, central banks, you don't go there and open an account. You're not good enough. You can't go in a central bank. You're not allowed. You're not good enough. Neither is Bitcoin Millionaired. Once the Federal Reserve releases that money to the central banks, it's out of their hands. They can't take it back. Central banks are in control. That's right. Federal Reserve loses the power once they disperse the funds. Central bank is a central, and it is a bank, and you cannot open an account there because the only purpose a central bank does, it only has a one-trick pony. It doesn't do 57 things or 182.91. It takes the ledger, imagine that, the distribution ledger, that's what it's called, all that information of all the banks in the United States and distributes the funds as seeds need fit to the branch banks. Ever heard of a branch bank? Ever been in a branch bank? Yes, you have, because you can't go in anything else. You go into a federal bank, there's a federal bank as well. You go to a federal bank, you go to a central bank, you have a 45 auto put to the side of your freaking head. Your ass ain't allowed in there because there's no accounts that you're opening. It ain't a branch bank. It's to distribute the funds that were set from the Federal Reserve to the central bank to disperse. That's all that the central banks do. They disperse the money to each of the branch banks that you and I create accounts and deal with on a daily basis. So let's talk trash. Where does the trash come in? Glad you asked. Every week since you were a kid, mommy and daddy said, take out the trash, and you hated it, right? So you've been taking out trash for a long time. When do you do it? Once every 37 years? No. How about every 2? No. Annually? No. You take it every damn week. You know you do. And you know when you missed taking out the trash the time that you didn't take, no, you didn't miss. So you do it every week of your life. We're all creatures that have that. So we're going to talk about trash, and there's a very good reason behind it. Since you did it 52 weeks a year for the last 10 years, that would be 520 times in your life. You're on autopilot. Now, what's in your trash? Let's talk about trash picking. Your trash. I don't want to see your trash, but we're going to talk about it because it has a lot to do with the conspiracy theory and why Bitcoin was specifically designed and created to disrupt monetary policy. I will prove it right now. In that trash, okay, you throw things out. Like when you were a kid, I like bananas. Sorry, I do, but I'm not a frequent flyer mile of it. I don't eat them on a regular weekly basis. It's not the point, but I'm going to pick on that and apple cores. But let's specifically deal with bananas. When you eat a banana and you're done, what do you do with the peel? You throw it away. Well, how come you're not, when you were a kid, you should still have your very first banana peel that you ever had. It turned brown and hard and turned black and hard as a brick. And you should have 60, 80, 90, 200,000, at least 200,000 banana peels stockpiled in your house somewhere. You have to, because they have value. Why did you throw those out? Because they have no value. Would you agree with that? Yeah. We throw things in the trash that don't have any value or purpose to us anymore. Now, granted, somebody may throw a chair out that you could still sit in. It works perfectly fine. You put it on the curb, right? Some schmuck, a garbage picker, come by and use it, recycles it, and he gets it, right? But to you, it had no value whatsoever. We don't throw things in the trash of value. So if I gave you 3 Hope Diamonds, would you throw them out the next day? If I said, I don't know what day your trash day is. Let's say it's Monday. I don't give a shit if it's Tuesday. I don't care when it is, right? Right before trash, I'm gonna give you 3 Hope Diamonds, and you're going to throw them out. Right? Just throw them away. No, you won't. Why? It's priceless. Well, okay, all right. So we'll go back to the banana peels. The Hope Diamond is only worth 50%. It went down half. So now you got to throw it out because it's only worth half. You're throwing it out. Sunday night, you're throwing that out in the garden. No, it's worth half. It's worth millions. Well, what if it was worth 7.2%? You'd throw it away. Absolutely not. Bitcoin Millionaired BM, what the hell is your point? Glad you asked. We have refuse and we throw things away in the garbage. It goes to zero. It has no intrinsic value or useful purpose to us any longer. We don't keep trying to eat used food. You know, the banana peels, they're lost and gone forever. It no longer has any true useful purpose as it's been used. Now, dollar bills, dollars, cannot go up in value. They're stopped. They can't go up. They can't even stay the same. They have to go down. And they've been going down since they were created. This has to do with trash. This has to do with Bitcoin. Follow me here, please. How so, PM? Well, the reality is the thing in the internal processes of working with the government, working in the banking industry, what's tied to our monetary policy is an inflationary policy fund. What that means is, in layman's terms, inflation. Dollars don't go up and down anyway, and they can't go up. They're not allowed, and they can't stay the same because inflation is tied to them. A dollar is only 100 pennies. That's exactly what it is. It doesn't move. It doesn't move. It's a dollar. No matter what it purchases. Inflationary circumstances in the monetary policy, as you rise inflation or goods and services go up in cost to produce or due to inflation, thanks government for screwing us up. You guys bit your own demise. You caused your own demise, and you're going to buy it real soon. So that dollar is 100 pennies. It buys 100 pennies worth of goods and services. As the goods and services cost either more to produce or inflation rises that cost, the value of the dollar depletes. It's not true. It doesn't really develop. Its purchasing power goes down. Dollars can't stay the same because there's inflation. And as inflation rises, purchasing power drops. It can't go up. There's no such thing as going up. Go to the US stock market today. I'll do this with you and I'll give you 50 grand and I will write you a check. You're to take that $50,000 and Bitcoin Millionaire will do it. And I want you to go buy US dollar stock. You can't. There's no such thing. Why? Well, as a previous video, it's currency. You can't purchase it. You can trade pairs. We're not going to get into that. I do that. Lost a lot and made a lot of money doing trading pairs. It's a forex exchange. But the reality is there's no US dollar stock. There's no Canadian dollar stock. You can't purchase government funds. You can't. Don't tell me bonds and all that shit. No. You cannot purchase the US dollar on the US stock exchange. It's not an investment. It is circulatory currency and it can only go down in value. It's not allowed to stay the same. And it's not allowed to go up. It can't. It has inflation tied to it. So its purchasing power drops. Back to the trash. We always take the trash out once a week. We're humans, and by nature, we have the trash man pick it up at the end of the street, right? You take it at the curb, it's out in the street. What goes out in the street? Dollar bills, gold bars, and diamonds. Every week, you put those in the trash. No, you don't, and you know you don't because it has value. We've already discussed it and already got through it. The only thing that you put in the trash is it no longer has any useful purpose to you. Bitcoin, and I'll back this, by the way. You think I'm kidding? I'll write a legal document. I'll have you sign it, I sign it, and I'll get it notarized at a US public bank. I will back your money up. I don't care who you are. Think I'm crazy? Yeah, I'm a little bit. So let's just do this, right? You buy Bitcoin today, I don't make any money off of it. It's your own personal. You got to buy. You got to open up your own account. You know, I don't care who you use. KuCoin, Coinbase, Genesis. I have all those. Coinbase is US based and it's the best. It's the most expensive with fees. But anyway, here's my point. You buy it today. If you're afraid that it'll go and drop in value, in 1 year's time, I will refund 100% of whatever you purchase, up to 50 grand. Because I can't do 500 million people. I'm not that rich, right? But millionaire, yeah, but not. I'm not a billionaire, and I would have been because I had 10,000 Bitcoin. We'll save that for another video. I keep kicking myself in the balls for selling it all off. But here's the reality. And yeah, and I did. And I bought it at a penny. If you want to know the story, I'll just make it quick. Bought it at a penny, had $100 worth, 10,000 Bitcoin. I waited 2.5 years. This is bull crap. This is black market stuff. You guys are doing drugs. Give me my goddamn money. Went to 2 pennies. I made $200. Got the hell out of there. OM frickin' G. We'll deal with that another time. And yes, that happened. I'm a damn fool, I know. But you can't predict the future, guys. So what the hell? All right, so here's the deal. Right now I'm looking at 34,766. So call it 35K, one BTC, one. Buy it. In 1 year's time, the hell is today? January 6, 2021. This year, I ain't talking next year. This year, and I'll write this document up. I won't make any money off of you. It's your own private account, but I'll back it. If you think it'll go down, I will give you 100% of the money that you fear that you will lose. That this year, before December 31st, hell, I can even say sooner, but I won't. Before December 31st, 2021, this year, so it's not a long-term contract, that if you don't double or triple your money, but this specifically, it's going to go north of 70. There's not kind of, not sort of, not maybe. The damn thing is destined to go over 100,000. It has no choice. We'll talk about that later. This is supposed to be a short video. I get 50% of your proceeds, motherfucker. I'm serious. I'll write that contract and you buy a Bitcoin today, you got 35G, or I don't care, 10 grand or $1,000, $100. If it goes to zero, I cut you a check for 100% of everything you lose. If it doubles before the end of this year, I want half of your proceeds. I'm that confident. Do I look like a man who's joking? Try me. I'll sign it. I'm serious. See, Bitcoin was specifically designed, as I said, we'll talk about trash. It was designed to disrupt monetary policy, take away the bullshit from the governments and bring power back to the people. That's what it's for. It's real tender. Well, the Bitcoin card with Coinbase is coming out, but I have Bitcoin card. It's also an app. I've already purchased stuff at merchants. So has the Wilkin Voss brothers. They've already bought it. Not this year. They bought it in 17. This isn't new. It's real tender. It's actual money. People think it's an investment. It's not an investment. It's not a one-trick pony. It is an investment. It is an inflation against a hedge against inflation. It is tender. Bitcoin is money, guys. Not kinda. It's money. That's what it is. It's open source policy money that we can barter and trade back and forth with you and me as friends. You need a little money? Okay, I'll send you a little Bitcoin. I need a little money, I'll send me a little bit. Without Visa sticking it where it doesn't belong or anybody else. And the banks, you're out. They're out. It's private money. I'm not joking about backing that. All right, if 50% is a little high, I'll take 25, but I'm not going below that. I'm dead serious about that bet. I'm serious about that bet. I want 25% of what you make this year. I'll sign you. I'll back your money, whatever you put into Bitcoin, up to 50 grand this year. But you better do it soon, because it's going to go up. So you're going to lose out. I'm trying to help you make money. I'm trying to tell you, get in. It's not too late. The son of a bitch is going to go 10x plus. Well, that would be 350,000. JP Morgan Chase wrote it. They think it's going to be worth 650 soon. Not this year. I don't buy that. They didn't say this year, but they said sooner than later. JP Morgan Chase, the world's, not a small, not number 2, not number 8, the world's largest investment bank, knows and stated, we believe that it's undervalued and it needs to be about 650,000. They said it. BM didn't say it, right? I think they're a little full of shiitake mushrooms. That's quite high. Again, it's not this year, guys. That 650 is not this year, but 100,000 is guaranteed in writing. I promise you, you'll triple your money. 105 would be 35 times 3. But I'll take 25% of whatever you're scared to risk with a guaranteed 100% guarantee. You put in $1,000, you lose it, I'll write you a check for $1,000. I'll notarize it before a bank, and it will be a legal tender document. You get the original, I'll take a copy. I'm serious. But you win, I get 25%. Anyway, enough of the BS. Back to the trash. Here's how I know that Bitcoin will have no choice. If Bitcoin says, I don't want to be worth 100,000, it doesn't have a choice. It's not up to it, because the worlds are collapsing. It's a biblical proportion. And I'm going to tell you where I find this information, because if I hold anything back from you, it'd be like lying. This is an information show, guys. It's from the Bible. I don't care if you believe it. I don't give a this is too bad. Okay. Was this a religious show now? Yes, it is today. It is. That's not my point. I am giving information. That's all that this channel is about. I'm very passionate. You can see that. But I'm going to show you why my bet in writing, notarized at a public bank, which makes it a legal document, why I want 25% of your goodies, because I know I'm guaranteed. How so? We talked about trash. You throw it out. It doesn't have 22.8% value. It's a zero. It's zero. We already established that. I'm moving on. If you look at biblical proportions, a specific scripture in Ezekiel chapter 7, I'm actually going to read it. Sorry, guys, but you need this information. I don't care where it comes from. This is an information channel, right? Not a religious one. This is an information channel. Ezekiel chapter 7, verses 18, 19, and 20. And I'm going to break it down because you need to know why I'm going to guarantee and back up that bet, because I will. Ezekiel 7, chapter 7, verse 18. They have put sackcloth. Now, sackcloth is when somebody's mourning, right? And shudder has seized them. They're shaking from fear. Everyone will be put to shame and every head will be bald. Now, that was 18. Head will be bald. Some guys like to shave their head, they're bald, think it's cute, cool, maybe because they're going gray or they're going bald and they got the old Ronald McDonald stripe down there and two wings, right? Whatever the case. But bald actually it was in biblical times a shameful thing. Hair was adorned, especially on women, but it's a shameful thing. That's what it's saying. It says you're going to be shamed. You're going to get shamed. U.S. governments are going to get shamed. 19, trash, Bitcoin. Number 19, they will throw their silver into the streets. Where does trash go? At the end of the driveway in the streets. And their gold will become abhorrent to them. Neither their silver nor their gold will be able to save them on the day of God's fury. They'll not be satisfied, nor will their stomachs be filled, for it has become a stumbling block, causing their error. It's not going to save them. Their silver and gold, abhorrent. Oh my God, that's gold, get it away. That's what abhor means, right? They'll throw their silver in the streets. We already discussed, you don't throw something in the street with 2% value. It goes to zero. Don't fear, guys. All of the world's currencies are going to collapse. They're not going to go down. They're going to effing zero, period. That's why I know Bitcoin will go to 3, 4, 5, 6, 700,000, and it will, not this year, but 100K is in the crosshairs this season. This year, it will triple, it'll 6-digit. No. I love using the saying, not kinda, not sorta, not maybe. Ezekiel's telling us they're going to throw it in the streets, not going to have any value, because we already assimilated and come to the conclusion that you throw trash out with no value. You don't throw stuff in the streets that's junk. Or I'm sorry, you don't throw things in the street that has value. It's junk. It's zero. It doesn't have any value to you anymore. That's how I know. Okay, so enough of that. But it was just a quick video. It was supposed to be an introduction of where I come from, my educational purposes and background, which to me doesn't matter. You know, I got guys who have doctorate degrees, and I know savants, which savants are very interesting people. They're not know-it-alls, but you can't talk to them street slang because it doesn't compute. So the smarter that you get, right, the less credibility you have with street people. And it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with that individual, is that they can't relate. So I'm smart enough to know better, smart enough to understand how things work and able to talk to the people. But JP Morgan Chase said 650 is a target. They tried to create JP Morgan Chase coin. You laughing? Yeah, I'm gonna laugh again. That one was fake. Third for emphasis. Failed. JP Morgan Chase coin failed as a stable coin because they tried to create it to beat Bitcoin. They're going nuts. They couldn't beat it. So what did JP do? They bought Bitcoin. And so did several governments bought Bitcoin. Get it? The governments know that governments are failing. The banks know that the banks are failing. They're all jumping in, so get in. Because I want 25% of your shit. Because I know that I'll get it. And you better pay me, or I'll come after you, because I know you're going to get rich. End of story. I'm already good monetarily. That's why I'm retired. I don't deal with the job anymore. And I sold, like I said, I sold off my stuff. But I want you to be good. from my heart, genuine. I care about you. Buy Bitcoin. If you already got it, great, get more. I can't afford it. That's right. So buy more. But if I sell your child and don't do that. Do something, right? But get more, because this is your last Yahoo before it triples. Now remember, going from 100 to 200,000 is a whole hell of a lot harder to go than from 35,000 to 70, right? Just, it's going to go to 100. You'll triple. This year, you'll triple. Put in 1,000, you have 3 minus fees and taxes, but still it's free money. You just put this here. You didn't work. You just put money here. I'm going to back it. I'm serious. Anyway, guys, that's enough of that crap. I appreciate every one of you. I love people. I care about you. I don't want to see the naysayers even go down either. Not all are going to understand what Bitcoin is. I think it's a Ponzi scheme. No, because that means one person would own it and they would pay you with the proceeds. No one owns Bitcoins. It's not a Ponzi. Can't be, just based on that. I think it's a bubble. No, it blew up in 17 and went down. What did it do? Did it go to 0? No. Did it disappear? No. How come? It needed to correct itself because it wasn't its time, guys. It wasn't ready to digitize the world. It is now. Pandemics run rampant. They got the vaccine. Great. It's going to get worse. You heard me. Vaccine isn't a cure. We'll get into that in another recording. The world's falling on its ears, but I don't want you to fear, and I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to be upset. I want you to buy Bitcoin so that you have something that you can use. And if you get the Bitcoin card, if you're part of Coinbase, when it comes out, it's like Visa, it's cheating. I'm against Visa and MasterCard, but they're utilizing Bitcoin's on its ledger. They're utilizing the credit card processing system that's put in place now. Eventually it'll go completely off of that and Bitcoin will be Bitcoin on it. So this is just the Coinbase card, right? You can use the app to buy stuff with. You don't need it. I'm just getting it to be on the waiting list. But I love you and care about you guys. And I'm serious about that. I don't want to see anyone get hurt. I don't want anyone to die. I've lost 17. I've said it on my last one. Personal, family members. Stay cool, stay safe, ask questions, put comments. Guys, if you don't put comments, yeah, I got the gift of gab. I'm not going to run out of material, I guess, but it's not about my show. It's not my show. I need to talk about what you want to talk about. That's the material I'm going to write. These are unscripted. I didn't write nothing. I'm just blah, 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 because I got a big mouth, a New York Italian guy. So I want help. I need to talk about what you want me to talk about. So put comments below, please. This is your show. It's your show. It's not mine. All right, I'm going to get the hell out of here. You guys have a good day. It's just now crack of dawn, barely. And I did this for the gentleman who requested, want to know my background. You guys take care of yourself and expect another couple of videos. Next 7 days, I try to put up 2 more, maybe 3. Take care of yourself. Peace.